Okay, make sure you have your parabola information sheet, and if we look, I have drawn a right-facing parabola here, so we're going to start in the first column. The vertex of a parabola is at HK, and that doesn't make a difference whether it's right or left or up or down. It's always HK, just like a circle, so it's some sort of point in the coordinate plane. Then I drew a blue dashed line, and that's the axis of symmetry. The axis of symmetry is where the parabola would fold itself in half. So it would like reflect on itself. So the equation for the axis of symmetry, if it's a right or a left facing parabola, is y equals k. And it's a y equals line because it is a horizontal line. So it's just straight across, so it's going to be like y equals 2 or y equals 3 or y equals -5 or something like that. The focus is that red point, and it's a point on the inside of the parabola. And the equation, or the point, the coordinates of that are h plus p comma k. Now I'll explain the p-value, but all you need to know right now is that's the coordinates. And then the directrix is a kind of like imaginary line that is behind the parabola, or if it's up or down, it might be under it or above it. And the equation for the directrix is x equals h minus p. So now that you've seen this p-value come in a few times, let's talk about what it means. So if you look at the equation, you see 4p in both cases. So whatever that p-value is, it's being multiplied by 4. The p tells you, let me draw it on the picture, between the vertex and the focus, there's p units. It's p units away. From the vertex and the directrix, it's also p units away. So if I have the vertex, I can either count up or down, right or left p, and I get to the focus or the directrix. The p also tells you how it opens, because if p is positive, in this case our parabola is going to open right. If p is negative, it would be opening left. The length of the lattice rectum, if you look, I have 2 purple points, and those purple points would cross right through the focus, and that entire length from purple point to purple point is equivalent to the absolute value of 4p, and that comes just right from the equation. 4p, whatever it is, the absolute value of it, that's how long that is. And it would split directly in half. So if that length was 12, you would have 6 on one side and 6 on the other. And it passes through the focus. And then I talked about the p-value. So the p-value is the distance from the vertex to the focus, and it's also the distance from the vertex to the directrix. And then the eccentricity of a parabola, for a parabola it's always 1. And the eccentricity simply means the distance from the focus to any point on the parabola, and then that point on the parabola to the directrix. And it's the ratio of that. So I'll explain that a little bit more in detail when I see you guys in class. But I'm going to pause this, erase it, and draw you an up or down facing parabola. Okay, so off in the lower left-hand corner, I have a parabola that's facing up. So it looks very similar. It has all the same parts. So the axis of symmetry would cut right down the middle, but this time, since it's going straight up and down, the equation would be x equals h. Notice the h and k values are coming right from the vertex. The focus is either going to be above the vertex or below, depending on how the parabola opens. So those coordinates are going to be h, comma, k plus p. So this time, that's a plus sign, this time it's the y value that's shifting up or down for the focus, and the directrix is going to be that same distance away, but in my picture it falls under the parabola because it opens up. So the equation for that would be y equals k minus p, because it goes right and left this time. So it's a horizontal line, so it's a y equals line. And then just like in the right and left facing, if p is positive, our parabola is going to open up. If p is negative, it's going to open down. And once again, that p value just describes to us how far away the vertex is from the focus, so I'll label it on the picture, that's p, and the vertex to the directrix, that's also p. So it might be 2 units away or 3 units away, but it's going to be the same p going up and going down. And then the purple points, between those purple points is still the length of the lattice rectum. And once again, it's split half and half on each side. So if that whole length is 10, there's 5 on this side and 5 on this side. Okay? And that's it.